their nerves are all shot, so they feel things that aren't there. And again, the heart should not be stimulated the way it shouldn't be by this cocaine and crack. Anyway, there's stimulants, by the way, they speed up nervous system. That's what makes it a stimulant. Amphetamines, they call it speed. This is more orally, but it can be injected into the vein, kind of like heroin. That'll be faster and more powerful, but it's generally not done since it can be easily taken by the mouth. Again, it's alertness, charged up, ready to go kind of feeling. But hallucination can result, so can euphoria also. People like that. It causes hyperactivity, like you can't sit still, you're constantly jumping around. Again, it makes sense, it stimulates people. Interesting, when the effects wear off, they can sleep for 24 to 48 hours. That's weird. I've had times when I wished I could sleep for 24 hours, but how much can you really sleep? No matter how tired I was, after about 12 hours, I don't think I ever got to that recently, but I might feel like I can sleep for 24 hours, but I don't, because once I sleep enough, I'm no longer tired, I wake up, right? That's normal, isn't it? You're not tired to wake up. But these people, it compels them to sleep for like 2 days. That's to me, an amazing thing. But after that, it's not over. Depression can last for several days. Again, you're ruining your brain and your body with this ultra stimulation way it shouldn't be. Your body will collapse and get depressed for a long time. And really, nobody wants to be depressed. Psychological and possibly physical dependence with this. Let's not assume the physical dependence, but nevertheless, it is certainly habit forming. It's not really, I suppose they're still doing some research on whether these things cause physical dependence. Let's assume not. Generally speaking, it's really not proven yet. But think about this. If there's no physical dependence, assuming there's no physical dependence, yet you can't break the crack addiction. So, you know what that means, don't you? Even without the physical dependence, what this thing does, and what psychological dependence can really cause to happen to people. Okay, so these are not really a class of drugs, but it's important to know that the situation in which these drugs are administered, not necessarily by the person who wants to take them. They're taken at parties, raves. If you don't know what they were, I had no idea what they were until, I don't know, a couple of years ago. Actually, no, about 10 years ago. I don't remember exactly. But whatever it was, a rave is a party at which they have music and dancing, and there's a lot of excitement and fun due to the dancing and the music. I had no idea. When I first heard about the word rave, I thought, oh, that's what the low-class people do. But it turns out I've been going to raves all my life. Oh, not all my life, but all the time. A friend of mine would get married. Fortunately, I had enough friends. You're probably thinking about this guy giving these lectures. He's got no life, no friends. Well, guess what? I actually do and did have friends. Anyway, they got married, and I went to their wedding, and there was music and dancing. And I had a lot of fun dancing with my friends. So at the end of the night, when the music was over, I congratulated them, and they were happy to see me and dance with me, and my friends together with me and the groom. We'd all dance together, we'd have fun, and I go home at night happy and go to sleep and get ready for the next day. Anyway, so that's what a rave is, when the music and the dancing really makes you excited. There's nothing wrong with that, of course. But at this situation, suppose if people want to get super happy and enjoy what they're doing, so they would take drugs, and these are the popular drugs that are taken then. The ecstasy, as we mentioned, it's a hallucinogen, and that's the hug drug we mentioned. Let's say you want to get someone attracted to you, you can slip them this ecstasy. And they'll, again, it does cause a little bit of empathy or whatever as it changes the mind. So you might, want to dance with them after feeding them this ecstasy. Or you might yourself want to get the feeling of happiness with other people, so people take it themselves. Or they take stimulants, because again, there's dancing and music. So if they feel a little bit not in the mood, they might force themselves to get into the mood by using the stimulants, like the amphetamines, or maybe even cocaine or crack. So that's what's often found at they're called club drugs, at raves, or at places where they have a lot of music and dancing and fun. Just as a side effect, the raves that I went to, for example, they weren't called raves; they were called weddings. Anyway, they're not just weddings; there are other happy times that. Anyway, never mind that. It's not just raves, even though I haven't heard it being done. Playing basketball, for example, or soccer, where you're really active and having fun. Apparently, drugs are not taken, at least these drugs are not taken, but it's the same kind of feeling. So there's really nothing wrong with exercising by playing basketball. Anyway, never mind that. Let's get to another drug that's done, club drug, or that's called a club. It's often found at, let's say, raves, or where people are in clubs having fun together. This gamma hydroxybutyrate, Rohypnol, and people know it as roofies, common name. This actually knocks people out, and curiously enough, it actually prevents them from remembering what happened until or was before being knocked out. This is done to, cause more crimes. And at these clubs, whatever it is, where they have this. It's often this thing. It can't be tasted or smelled. So if it's also water soluble, it can be slipped into the person's soda. So let's say it happens. People are affected by this. They're given it without their even knowing about it. Let's say you have somebody you want to go on a date with, and so you seize your chance. You're at a rave. And the person the person has been dancing and is good, wants a good drink. So you see their drink and you put these Rohypnol, the roofies, in that person's drink. So the person's like half conscious, and they're not going to remember. So you get a tape recorder and you tape your conversation in which you're going to ask them, would you mind going on a date with me next Tuesday at 7? Then they can't remember it, but you have the tape, so them going on a date. So you can actually attract members, let's say members of the opposite gender, if you want to go on dates with them. You can use these roofies. I've heard people have done that, in order to attract a person that would otherwise not give you the time of day. They use the roofies for that, to go on dates. Nothing more serious than that, right? Anyway, let's continue. Anabolic steroids. They don't really warp the brain directly. They're not taken for that anyway. We don't really take them and get high, as far as I know anything about. It's like testosterone. It's in fact related. The core of the chemical structure is related to testosterone as a steroid. But anyway. It can build muscles. A person can, exercise, and then with these anabolic steroids, their muscles will get bigger. And it doesn't really give a person a high necessarily, but people take them, and they're illegal, especially, let's say, before a certain